So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about the structure of the periodic table, and then in class we're going to do some activities to work on getting to know it a little bit better. So structure of the periodic table, there are what's called groups. Those are the vertical columns. You might also hear them called families. Periods are going to be the horizontal rows. Metals are going to be on the left of the steps. Non-metals are on the right of the steps. The steps are going to kind of run down underneath boron, underneath silicon, underneath arsenic, underneath tellurium, and so forth. If you're absent today, you're definitely going to want to get those steps drawn in for sure when you get back. But if we look at these, we're going to kind of be able to identify metals on the left of the periodic table, non-metals on the right. Metalloids are going to be the ones right along the steps. And then the transition metals are going to be in the middle section of the periodic table, so columns 3 through 12. Noble gases will be the last column to the right, okay? So again, we'll do a couple of these together and then you can give them a try. So if we look at hydrogen, for example, so hydrogen is the very first thing you come across in the periodic table. Its symbol is H. Atomic number for hydrogen is 1. That's the number of protons and electrons. So as soon as you fill those in, those will be even. The mass number here is also 1. Hydrogen's a bizarre element in that sense that those are the same. It is in the first column and the first period. Now keep in mind that hydrogen technically has some different properties, so sometimes you'll see it in weird places on the periodic table. For our purposes, we're going to go with it's the first column, first period, and that would be a metal. Okay, let's look at bromine. Bromine is symbol is Br. Okay, it is down beneath fluorine, then chlorine down there. The atomic number for bromine is 35. Once again, as soon as you know that, 35 protons, 35 electrons. The mass number for bromine, you're looking at when we round is about 80. Okay. The column number and the period number for bromine, well, it's definitely in the 4th period. Okay. Some people call the columns different ways. I recommend that you do the first column that you see with boron in it. So it'd be kind of the 13th group, sort of. Call that column 3. It's just easier when we talk about things later on throughout the rest of the year. So if I count across, boron's column is 3, carbon's 4, nitrogen 5, oxygen 6, fluorine 7. So I'm going to call that the 7th column. If you want to count across left to right and call it the 17th, that's fine too. I think if you get in the habit of calling it the 7th, it'll make more sense later. It is to the right of the steps, so therefore it's a non-metal. Give another one of these a try just so you can kind of be familiar with what we did in class today.